JoshCast, dun 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 dun. No, it's the podcast that has Josh, dun 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 dun. Oh, talk about Josh related Josh things, dun 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 dun. JoshCast, dun 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 dun. JoshCast. Watching a So how am I doing? All right, let's start with how I'm doing. I had a bad set yesterday. I psyched myself out because the audience consisted of a bunch of bigger guys who looked angry. I find bigger guys intimidating. My fear is that a bigger guy looks at me the way I look at a small puppy, not a small puppy, like a small Chihuahua, one of those, or a small poodle. And I'm afraid that they're thinking the same thing I'm thinking, which is why do you exist? Why are you? What purpose do you serve? Who bred you like that? That's what I'm afraid they're thinking when they look at me. Who's breeding this? Who's breeding this kind of thing? And so it threw me off. And I'm tired of living in fear. I don't want to live in fear anymore. I want to take some risks. I want to have a relationship. I want to open myself up to the possibility of a relationship. Somebody told me that if I open myself up to the possibility of a relationship, that it will happen. And here's my question. Can I open myself up to the universe? Can I tell the universe I am ready for a relationship as long as I don't have to leave my apartment? That's all I want. I just want the relationship to happen without commuting. In fact, sometimes I wonder how many relationships cease to be because of the 405 freeway. I want to say 60 to 75% of the relationships in LA do not exist because of the 405 freeway. The 405 freeway is the best form of birth control in Los Angeles. It really is. It's prevented so many bad relationships, so many unwanted children. There should be a 405 in every city as far as I'm concerned. That is really and listen, you want a love story. There's that La La Land. People are talking about, oh, what a romantic story. Here's a love story, perfect love story. A man is so in love with a woman, he drives on the 405 to get there. That right there, that's an Oscar-winning film. That is exactly what that is. Transition, 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 transition. Okay, so Trump wants to nominate a guy to the Supreme Court who is an originalist, a constitutional originalist. That's somebody who believes the Constitution is perfect the way it was written hundreds of years ago by Southern white people. I'm not so sure about that. It's a document that says that one person is worth 3/5 of another person. I think we're due for an edit. I think it's open to some improvement as far as I'm concerned. Originalists, yes, I don't like that. Why is that? Is it because it's old? Is that why? Is that what it's appealing? Or is it just a fun way to be racist? That's what I'm wondering. It's a way to be racist using your college degree. That's what it feels more like to me. I could be wrong. I suddenly have this concern. Oh, people are going to say to me, no, you just don't understand, originalism. I was listening about this on NPR, and they were talking about how originalism, it started as kind of a fringe concept. I'm terrified of anything that starts as the fringe. The word fringe terrifies me. Oh, they were a fringe group, but now they're mainstream. I'm terrified of all kinds of fringe. Even fringe, even decorative fringe terrifies me because that it looks like it could, the fringe could be kind of get into the air molecule, it could kind of separate from the rest of the fringe, and I breathe it in, and it's carcinogenic. I'm not a fan of fringe. Any fringe bothers me. One could argue that I am on the fringes of relationships. And you know what? I'm in the fringe, and I can't stand it. So I'm anti-fringe as far as I'm concerned. Anti-fringe. I think also a judge struck down Trump's travel ban, and Trump asked the Department of Justice to appeal it, and they filed an appeal midnight on Sunday night. Midnight, Sunday night, they filed an appeal. This is not the criminal justice system that I'm familiar with. I didn't know that you could do that at midnight, because back when I had to almost be on a jury, there was no midnight. that this process was not that fast. There was no Sunday. Was Sunday? Are you kidding me? This was how the process worked. I showed up for jury duty at 8 a.m., and the lawyers and the judge showed up at 11:59 a.m. They deliberated about the case for 30 seconds. Then they broke for lunch. So we all went to lunch, and I came back at 1 p.m., and they came back at 4:59 p.m., and they deliberated for 3 seconds. Then somebody called sidebar. That was another 30 seconds. And then they recessed for the rest of the day. That's the justice system I'm familiar with. That's the justice system I would like to see handle this ban, because I think by the time they rule on the ban, with that justice system, somebody else will be in power. Hopefully the Kardashians. I'm rooting for them. I think they're the only ones left who can save us. And you know what? I'm not saying that with irony. Transition, 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 transition. It's time for another bedtime story. Bedtime story. Bedtime story. It's bedtime. It's time for a story. Linda, what's the matter? Oh, Gregory, I'm terrified. Somebody gave me this tape. They said that if I watch this tape, I will be dead within 7 days. My God. Well, we should probably not watch it then. Well, it's already too late. You see, curiosity got the better of me because I am an ignorant protagonist. No, don't say that about yourself, Linda. But it's true. I've already pressed play. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? It appears to be a little girl. A little girl with very messy hair, and she's walking towards the camera. She's putting her her hands on the television screen, and she's my God, she's coming out of the television. Oh my God, Gregory, what do we do? Linda, get behind me. Get behind me. Little girl, what is it you want? You know, I'm actually not a little girl. I'm not a little girl at all. That's not my thing. I'm just a neurotic Jewish man. That's I don't know why you thought I was a little girl. Is it? Well, your hair is quite long, and you don't seem particularly masculine. Well, I'm not a little girl. I'm a neurotic Jewish man. That's what I am. I apologize for coming out through your TV. I needed a climate controlled room for a second. I need to take a minute. Where do you come from? I'm living right now in a well. Why are you living in a well? It's I'm a ghost. I'm a ghost. And I've got some issues and I've got some concerns, and I don't want to haunt people, but at the same time, I just want to make sure my voice is heard. That's really all. That's my concern. So I come out of the TV when people watch me. I don't even know how it works. I live in the tape. It's really frustrating too, by the way, because nobody has tapes anymore. And I tried seeing if I could live on a DVD, and that's just it's crowded. I thought you said you lived in a well. Listen. This is not based in science, okay? I don't know how this works. I'm in a well. Somebody turns on the tape. I climb up. I come out of the TV, and all I wanted to do is have a conversation, but everyone screams at me, and they die of fright, and then I get blamed for it, and then I feel guilty. I feel guilty, and so I climb back into the TV. I go back down into the well, and I'm depressed until somebody else plays the tape. That's what's been going on. So please don't die of fright. Okay, I'm not a little girl. I'm a neurotic Jewish man, I just need some. Can I get some tea? Would it be too much to ask for some tea? I really don't know how to respond to this. I suppose so. Linda, why don't you get him some tea? Oh, all right. I'll get him some tea. Just, did you want decaf or well, I'm sorry. All I really have is decaf. You don't have any green tea? No. I just have a calm tea. That's the kind of tea. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I appreciate it. Can you tell me your name? Yeah, it's Herschel. My name is Herschel, and I, I was, I lived an okay life. I think I died I wasn't too old, but I wasn't, I could have been older. And I somehow found myself a ghost living in a well. And, it's the thing. I don't have this quest for vengeance because I didn't, no one killed me. There wasn't a tragic death. I don't have this quest for vengeance, but I do, I don't want to torment people, but I want to complain at them. That's my desire. Well, what would you like to complain about? I don't like, here's what bothers me. I'll tell you exactly what bothers me. So I'm seeing these commercials now, and they say in the commercial that, here's your tea. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. Ooh, I don't think I like this tea. I'm so sorry. You wasted a tea bag on me. Oh, no, it's fine. Here, I'll take it. Yeah, I don't know there's a weird aftertaste. No, I agree. It does have an odd aftertaste. It's why it does have an odd aftertaste. No, I absolutely agree. It was the only tea I had. I'm sorry. No, don't listen. You should not apologize. You got me some tea. I appreciate that. Where was I? I think you were talking about something you were seeing on TV. That's right. That's what I was talking about. So I'm seeing these commercials on TV where it says not that these are that the people in the commercial. These are not actors. These are real people, and that's ridiculous to me. That's utterly ridiculous. Are they being coached to say something? Are they standing on a set? Are there camera people rolling? Are they getting paid? They're actors. That's all there is to it. They're not. The only way that I could accept that these quote unquote real people were actual real people is if they actually shit on the product. That'd be the only way. If it was a real person and they just literally just walking down the street and they stopped him and they said, "What do you think of the new Chevrolet?" And the person said, "Oh, I hate Chevrolet. Are you kidding me? The write-ups are terrible, and I don't like the way it looks. I don't like the color. I'm not a fan of this car." Like that then I'd believe the commercial. But the way it is now, I mean, come on, these are real people. There are no real people in America. We're all actors. Everyone is an actor right now. The entire United States of America is one giant reality TV show. We're all actors. As far as I'm concerned, if Trump gets reelected by the end of the 8 years, we all deserve a SAG card. That's my opinion on it. That's all I feel. All right, I hear what you're saying. I actually agree with that. I do agree. I absolutely do agree. Yes, I hear what you're saying, and now I'm not sure what you want us. Are you going to kill us now? No, I'm not going to kill you. I wanted someone to listen. That's really all. I'm going to head back into the TV now because I find that I don't like to be around people for too long. You start to get on my nerves. So I'm just going to head back into the TV. Thanks for not dying of fright. Can we do this again in 2 weeks? I'd just like to come out, complain at you, and then go back in. Is that cool? Hi. Well, what day in 2 weeks? What about Wednesday the 23rd? Let me check. Can we make it Thursday? Yeah, Thursday's fine. Does Thursday work for you? Yeah, it does. And you know what? I'll have some green tea for you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You guys have been great. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back into the TV now. Thank you. Thank you. Well, that was a lot less terrifying than I expected. Yes, indeed it was, Linda. Indeed it was. Linda, would you like to make love? No, I wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, that's perfect end to a perfect evening. This is the end of the podcast. The end of the podcast. And the children sing and the children play. This is the end of the podcast.